Here's exactly how I use social media to get my first 100 orders. My name's Shannon. I'm the founder of a hair accessories business, Oso Curly. I went back in time and looked at exactly how I got my first 100 orders. I only use a very simple content strategy, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through that step by step. So I only had Instagram for my business at that time. I do feel like at the beginning, it's best for you to just focus in on 1 or 2 platforms, and then you can repurpose the same content you're posting on Instagram onto TikTok or vice versa. And just sticking to that one platform helped me to be consistent, because you're not constantly thinking of, what do I need to be posting on Instagram? Oh, but no, I need to make a TikTok version of this. I need to make a YouTube version of this. You can just stick to that one platform and just focus in on that alone. Most of my social media sales do still come in from Instagram, so I like to focus more on my Instagram content, and then I repurpose that for YouTube Shorts, Pinterest and TikTok too. Once I had chosen my platform, it was time to figure out what kind of styles of content I was going to post in order to build an audience and gain awareness of the brand, along with converting customers. I broke that down into 3 different styles of content that I consistently posted. And the first one was awareness style content. That was things like curly hair, funny quotes, memes, and just funny and relatable things that those with curly hair would understand. People love to repost quotes. I know you've done it yourself before. Memes and quotes are really a quick, good way for you to build engagement and to grow. Also within awareness content is hopping on trends. So if there is a current trend that's going on TikTok or on Instagram Reel, or a trend in audio, you can also incorporate this into your content schedule. Say for example, you want to post 1 trend per week. That's 4 trends in the month. At the beginning of the month, you can research some of the current trends that are happening, choose 4 of those and cater them to your niche. This is another free great way for you to get new people onto your page, because they could already be looking through all of the different reels or TikToks on that trend in audio and come across yours. And it's a great way for you to be pushed onto the reels feed or the For You page, which they call it on TikTok. Another is educational content. So this is something again that's going to be shareable, because if someone really learns a lot from it, they may share it with a friend or again share it on their story. So this can be free top tips on how to care for curly hair at night, stuff like that. That is really helpful and something that they may even save again and read it later. The next style was more like engagement style content. So I would post a lot of behind the scenes of how the business is going, what my day-to-day is looking like. I will post on my story, speaking to my audience, ask them questions, get their feedback on things, and I think this really helped to just put a person behind the brand. If you just come on a brand's page, you may not want to trust them over the typical business that you go to. And this just really helps to build up that connection with your audience and get your engagement up, because again, engagement boosts you on the algorithm. So you want to speak to your audience and gain that community. Here are some examples of engagement style posts that I have put up that help to build a community. The next is conversion content, and this is going to be posts that are more product heavy. So you want to really focus on how to use the product, what the benefits of that product are. A real life person using the product that isn't always you, which I know is very hard to do in the beginning. I will later on in this video share with you my secret sauce on how to get this done for free or at a very low budget. Here are some examples of conversion content that work really well for me and do usually gain customers once I have posted them on my socials. None of these posts have actually gone viral as such, but I have still made sales from them as a relatively small business with a small audience also. So it is possible. You don't need to have hundreds of thousands to millions of views in order to get those sales coming in. So don't focus on trying to go viral so much. Just focus on content that is going to relate and reach the right audience. Another big piece of my social media strategy in order to get my first 100 sales was gifting. Now, I did gift quite a few influencers within the curly hair space. Not all of them posted, not all of them converted, but a lucky few did, which then taught me who to double down on moving forward. It is a great way for you to, even if they don't gain sales from their posts, you can then repurpose that content if they allow you to. And I've used that kind of content consistently up until this day. Some of the posts influencers have done for me in the past, I still use in our emails, on our website pages, on product pages, and in social media posts that I will just repurpose and create into new things. Never see it as a waste, always see it as you can gain at least something from that product that you have gifted. And a strategy on how I do this is on Instagram, you can save posts into galleries and albums, and I create albums for different influencers that I want to work with, but I will separate them based on their follower count. I will do an album for influencers with under 10,000 followers up to 50,000 followers, and then 50k upwards, and then 100k upwards. Save in the people that I think have great engagement, have really good content. So then I have like a bank of influencers that I can then DM or email. You can also use a ChatGPT prompt like this to put together a DM template or an email template to send out to the influencers that you want to gift. Although it is cheaper to ship your products to the UK, if you do find that your niche has a bigger community and audience in another country. For example, the US is a huge market for me, and I remember one time I sent a gift to an American curly hair influencer, and as soon as she posted, I had 10 orders come through. It really does depend. You can test out a few different other influencers in different markets and just see how it goes. So even if one or two influencers really connect with your product and their audience loves the content, it can be a huge win for your business, and you can also keep that relationship up with them and continue to gift them products as time goes on. Now here's the secret sauce on how I managed to multiply my reach. I used a Shopify app to start an affiliate program, and this was the best decision I had ever made. This allowed creators, influencers, even bloggers to get a affiliate code, which means that they will promote my products for me on their platforms, and they will use a special code dedicated to them. It will give their customers a discount on oso.curly, and then any sale that comes through from their code will then make them get commission. So I would gift my affiliates 10% commission, or for bigger influencers I'd maybe give a bit more of a commission to them. It really just depends. They are making money from all of the sales that they make, and then you're making money because you're getting sales that you wouldn't have got by yourself. So it's a really great way without you having to pay out money in advance either. You just pay it from the sales that come in. So this meant that I wasn't the only one marketing my business anymore. I literally had customers and influencers posting about the products consistently without me having to do anything. Also, if you use TikTok Shop, they also have an affiliates program, so you can sign up for the TikTok Shop affiliate, and then you can manage all of your affiliates through TikTok Shop's backend as well. But just bear in mind, if you are going to do affiliate marketing for your business, you really want to make sure, again, that you are pricing your products correctly, because your profit margins can quickly shrink when you are having to discount your product to the customer, give your affiliate commission, and also pay your product fees and your seller's platform fees as well. So it can all add up. So you really, before you do affiliate marketing for your business, want to make sure that your pricing is correct. Posting all of this organic content is great, but if you don't have strong call to actions, your customers are really going to slip through the cracks. So you really want to make sure that your content is guiding people to shop. In your caption, in your comments, maybe you can pin a comment and tell people where to shop. You can also, of course, add the link to shop in your bio. You want to say in your bio how to shop, what the discount is, shop below. Make sure that is so clear that customers can buy from you and where to buy from you. Set up a shop on Facebook/Instagram. You can then tag products into your content. You want to treat every comment, every DM as an opportunity to bring a new customer on board. If you have ever worked in sales or customer service, you should know that. But if you haven't, please do not be rude to people on your social media, no matter how rude they are to you. Customer is always right. Some of your first sales will just come from conversation via DMs, via comments. You being kind to that person, you taking the time to connect with them, could be the reason they actually want to buy from you. And that's exactly how I hit my first 100 orders on social media without going viral and without paid ads. Comment Comment down below what's the one platform you're going to focus on in order to get your first 100 sales. Make sure you subscribe for more business tips like this and follow along my journey building Oh So Curly. Catch you in the next one. Bye.